Hey folks, welcome to Seawaywhiskywire. Back with another first impressions video, guys. And this time on a Canadian single malt, we've got the Earl and Ade 8-year-old Canadian single malt whiskey. So go watch the intro, come on back, we'll pop the top, pour, and ponder. Stick around, guys. Well, hey guys, thanks for coming back after the intro. I'm Tyler, and tonight in the bar, we've got ourselves another Canadian single malt offering. This one was sent over to me from the folks over at Earl and Ade, so thank you guys very much for thinking of me and sending this over to the channel. Looking forward to cracking into this and letting you guys know what I think of it. So what do we got here from Earl and Ade? We've got the Earl and Ade whiskey, which is an 8-year-old Canadian single malt, double cask, matured using bourbon and recharred American barrels. Interestingly noted on the back here, it says a single malt whiskey, which is a result of a labor of love, blending traditional techniques with innovative aging process. The first 4 years in a bourbon barrel lend warm caramelizing sweetness, which is enhanced then by the bold, spicy notes from the recharred American oak. And then finally, peated single malt casks impart a subtle, smoky complexity that ties the whole experience together. So really, you've got ex-bourbon barrels, recharred, and they finish it in ex-peated whiskey casks. So very interesting. Brought to Canada, comes in with an ABV stamp of 40%. Now, Earl and Ade Distillery is out of Prince Edward Island, and this particular release here is actually sourced from Last Straw Distillery in Vaughan. So you guys know Vaughan, Last Straw out of Vaughan. They make makers of the Scorn, the rice whiskey that I've done here as well. They do some other stuff from their distillery, but everything they do is unadulterated and naturally produced. So I can only assume that this one is too, even though it is at 40% ABV. And when I checked with them, they did say that it was non-chill filtered and no color added. So I'm going to take that, especially the fact that it came from Last Straw in Vaughan. So yeah, we got an 8-year-old age stamp, 40% ABV, matured in bourbon barrels and recharred American oak, and then finished in ex-peated whiskey barrels. So yeah. All right, here comes the fun part, guys. We're going to pop the top here. If I can't do this in the first shot, you'll see some editing, but let's pop the top on the Earl and Ade 8-year-old Canadian single malt, sourced from Last Straw. Look at that, beautiful cork pop. Talking to the folks there online from Earl and Ade, they did say this makes it killer old-fashioned, so I'm gonna have to definitely try that out. But yeah, looking forward to trying it out here. A 40% 8-year-old Canadian single malt from well, out of Vaughan, sourced out of Vaughan, Ontario, from Last Straw, which is one of my favorite distilleries in Ontario. So natural color, let's go in and take a look at the color of this one here. Lovely orange hue to it there. Definitely got some stuff floating around in there for sure. Leading me to believe again, as they stated, unadulterated and naturally presented. Lovely. Let's go on and check out the nose on the Earl and Ade 8-year-old single malt Canadian whiskey here and just see what we can get on the nose. Let's go in for it. It's definitely got a real dusty nose to it. Getting some chocolate in there, some caramel notes. Bit of sour apple. Some pear. Bit of light coffee on there too. It's got some like maltiness to it, some cereal notes to it. It definitely, smells like a grain mill, or I'm trying to think of the word here. I used to go. My dad used to take me to farms and stuff when I was a kid. There, we used to hay bale, and so the baler the hay bale would fly off the off the unit onto the wagon, and we would bale it in there. I think it was called the grain mow. Anyways, it kind of has that grainy smell there that you would get from a grain mow. At least I think that's what it's called. Been a while, guys, since I've been near a farm. Yeah, I get a little bit of citrus on there too. Some oranges maybe. A little bit of light zest. 40% ABV, nothing offensive as far as alcoholic note to it there. Yeah, it's got an old dusty kind of old leathery chair kind of note to it there. Yeah, interesting nose for sure at 40% and 8 years of age. Ex-bourbon and then recharred American oak, and then finished in peated whiskey casks. So don't tell you what the peated whiskey casks were. I didn't get much smoke on there, but that might have been that grain kind of impartment there. Anyways, we'll get on to the nice legs on it, over 40%, guys. Let's get on to the palate of the Earl and Ade 8-year-old Canadian single malt and see what we can get on the palate. So Cheers to your health, and here's another Canadian single malt, guys. Interesting. Palate-wise, palate matches the nose. Definitely going to get some interesting character there. Some lemon, some apple, some pear in there. There's some chocolate and some definitely maltiness in there. Some husks on there. I'm going to go for one more sip. Almost has like a roasted barley character to it. Yeah, brown sugar, not bourbon-esque. There's some vanilla in there, but yeah, lemons, oranges, pears, apples, caramel, brown sugars, creme brulee, burnt sugar kind of notes to it there, husky cereal notes. Yeah, definitely got some interesting character to it. The age stamp is really lending a lot to it too. You know, 4 years in ex-bourbon, and then I guess it goes in for the other, I don't know how many years it goes into the recharred American oak casks, and then finished in the single malt peated whiskey casks. I'm not getting any smoke imparted there. If I am, it's kind of more of a I don't know. Kind of like a wet fire, if it is anything there. Like, I don't know, something. You have a campfire, you're burning a bunch of brush, and then it starts to rain, and then the rain puts out the campfire. You might get something like that, subtle notes of it in there. But no, yeah, this apple, citrus, caramel bit, a little bit of burnt caramel, and then you get some coffee notes in there. You know, not that I'm disappointed with it. It's good. It's all right. And I mean, I think I looked this one up online. It carries a price tag of around $80, I think it is. I'm interested to see what happens as it develops. At 40% ABV, non-chill filtered, no color added, produced by Last Straw, or sourced from Last Straw, for Earl and Ade out of Prince Edward Island. 8 years of age stamp on it there. I think I'm definitely going to try it in some cocktails and see if I can open up a little bit there. As a neat drinker, it's all right. Not what I, not always kind of what the enthusiast is looking for, I would say, from its Canadian whiskeys there. It's just all right. Anyways, guys, I'll leave you guys with that. If you like what we're doing here at Seaway Whiskey Wire, you guys know the drill. Like and subscribe down below. And hey, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Seaway Whiskey Wire for more content. And if you guys are still hanging around this long in the video, thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it. Love coming down the basement and trying out some different whiskeys here, even from some names of some up and coming distilleries or some more obscure Canadian distilleries that you may not be aware of. Thank you guys very much at Earl and Ade for sending this over the channel. Really appreciate it. I'll put their information down in the description below. You guys can go check them out. They do some other stuff besides the whiskey too, if you're interested. And it's all being sourced from Last Straw out of Vaughan, Ontario. And I imagine at some point they're going to open the distillery up in Prince Edward Island, which I'll definitely be venturing out to check out. So yeah, guys, I'll leave you with that. All the best. Take care, and I'll see you around. Bye for now, guys.